Okay, I'm not teaching you any new maths here, but all of these strategies to solve simultaneous equations, ultimately the goal is to use them to solve worded problems. Okay? No one likes worded problems, so you need to practice transforming the words into maths. There are some good steps to follow to solve problems with simultaneous equations. These are below. So what I suggest you do, decide what variables x and y represent. Often the question tells you what x and y should be. You need to make two equations from the question information connecting x and y. Solve the simultaneous equations. I'm saying usually by elimination. For our test, use elimination. 4, check the solutions with original scenario if you have time. And please, don't lose a mark because you didn't answer in sentence form. So if you get x is equal to 5, that doesn't mean anything until you say, oh, the sandwiches are $5 or something. You need to answer in the question context. Now, just as a disclaimer, as worded problems are so variable, step 2 can be difficult as there's not one way of converting info into equations. The only way that you deal with this is practicing all of the things in your book so you can see different scenarios being transformed into different maths. Can I ask you please to get those steps down? That's something that can go into your cheat sheet, and then we'll do an example together. So a couple of minutes. Yeah, step 1. Decide what variables x and y represent. Often the question tells you what they should be. Is this the situation where the question tells you what they should be? Is there a sentence at the end of the example that says, find the cost of each ticket type? That's what your x and y could be. So x is cost of, let's do it in the order. So what's the first type of ticket spoken about? Adults tickets. What would y represent then? The cost of? Children's tickets. Construct 2 equations from the question info connecting x and y. What is the scenario here? Are there 2 different purchases? Yes. So purchase 1. What was the first purchase? 2 adult tickets and 3 children's tickets. So if I bought 2 adult tickets, what would the cost of that be? 2 times by x, whatever x is. Okay? So 2x plus, what algebra could I write that represents the children's tickets? 3y. And what does that cost total? 45. Shh. Purchase 2. I cannot solve anything if all I have is purchase 1's info. Now I have purchase 2 from the same place. Therefore, I have simultaneous equations. What would purchase 2's algebra look like? Yep, plus. Do you agree that both of these equations relate to the same x and y? Yeah. So what's the little thing that I can write to indicate that they're simultaneous? The curly brackets, so indicate that. And then I can solve. What do I suggest that you solve with? Solve by elimination. Are any of these coefficients the same size and opposite sign right now? No. Which is going to result in the smaller number? X, because it's 2 times by 3 is 6. So you tell me, what would you like to times the top one by? 3. What would you like to times the bottom one by?
-2.
Good. So that's going to give you 6x plus 9y equals 45 times by 3, 120, 135. And -2, -6x, -8y, I think that's 128.
Yeah.
They're the same coefficient for x now, but opposite sign. So add them vertically. How many x's do I have now? 6. Take 6. 0. 0x. I've got 9 plus -8, which is the same as taking 8. So plus y equals 135, take 128.
1.
What's that?
No.
135. Take your time. You can calculate. You're allowed a calculator in this test. Didn't used to be. 135, take 128. I think that's 7. So we know that y is equal to 7. Is that my answer yet? All I know is children's ticket. So substitute that 7. Which of the equations would you like to substitute it into? The top one is small enough. Does it matter which one you substitute it into? No. Just substitute in the top one. 2x plus 3 lots of 7 equals 45. 2x plus 21 equals 45. 2x, opposite of adding 21. Taking, so what's that going to be?
X equals 12.
No, don't skip. What's the next term? 45, take 21. 24. And then you get to your answer. Opposite of timesing by 2 is dividing by 2 12s. So I know what my x is. Have I answered in context of the question yet? X and Y don't mean anything right now. So therefore, if you've ever wondered what a little triangle of dots means, that means therefore adult tickets are $12, children tickets $7. Can you get that example down, please? I'll leave you alone. Your homework now. To the end of 1D. To end of 1D and draft by midnight tomorrow.